So proud of you two. This was amazing. I'm really emotional. I'm a Scorpio, I know, but are you not emotional? Did I connect with you in a real way? Are you not going through something that you needed to see this that's going to help you get through what you're going through? That's how I feel, right? So this is open to both of you. I'll ask a couple of questions, and you both can take a stab at it. We are in Atlanta, Georgia, where the dream became real for Tyler Perry. How does it feel to debut Maxine's Baby in Atlanta?
It's emotional. You know, it's like you said, Atlanta made it possible. And, you know, this is not dream as in past tense. This man is still continuing to dream bigger, constantly pushing the envelope. So it's still happening. So to be here to share this story that took us 10 years in the home is a very emotional moment for us. So thank you for being here.
10 years, Armani. And you can hear you asking him a lot of questions behind the camera. He was stone facing you the entire time. He was making. How was 10 years of getting this emotional connection on screen?
I mean, in all honesty, it was, thankfully we had 10 years, because at the end of the day, I had to gain that type of trust and confidence and gain that vulnerability between me and him. So thankfully, with time, I was able to, you know, really get to know him as a person, as an individual, and more importantly, also just as a father figure for myself personally. And, you know, it was a little bit intimidating, especially in the beginning. It's still intimidating now, but, you know, I got a little bit better every year, so it's good.
Awesome. And, you know, Armani, I know you from you being a teenager, basically, and wanting to direct. And Galila, we obviously know that you have a beautiful son with Tyler. What made you want to tell this story?
Well, initially, it wasn't meant to be a documentary. You know, around the end of 2014, I was 5 months pregnant with our son, and I saw him become busier than ever. He just acquired Fort McPherson Army Base and turning it into a major motion picture studio. On top of that, he was on tour, he was writing, producing, directing TV as well as film. So how do you explain to anyone how busy this man is without the visual? And also, when you see something like that, you have a front, you know, been fortunate enough to have a front row seat at this man and how he lives out his dream. And naturally, if you're a filmmaker, you pick up the camera, want to document and not miss a moment. And for me, it was more about archiving. You know, I'm not American by birth, but I live here, I love this country. But I also know there's a huge gap in how history is told. An archive of the major contribution from the African American story is missing. And this is a huge, major contribution, not only to the African American community, but to American history. And I didn't want to miss that. And also, there's something really quite magical in not only the way he dreams for himself, but how he includes how it affects other people. So the impact I didn't want to miss either. So that sort of 10 years started as a joke and it became film.
Make some noise for that, hello? The dream. Listen, Armani, you know, I obviously see that you're co-director on this amazing documentary, but you also edited the doc. And when I think about what I knew about Tyler and how he inspires all of us to dream big, to want more, to represent ourselves in a way, but you had all these like pieces of footage and you had to really tell a story with all of this amazingness. And I'm sure you couldn't even get it all, you know, in the doc, but what was that process like?
I mean, it was absolutely grueling, you know, but thankfully, you know, we have a great editor, Eric Sasso. He's in here somewhere. We give a round of applause to Eric Sasso. I don't know where he's at. But thankfully, because, you know, I'm also an editor, I would edit little episodes throughout the years and show the reader and be like, hey, like, this is what happened, this is what's going on, and she, you know, she has an amazing eye as well. She's like, hey, you need to get this, you know, wait a little bit longer, you should look for the still moments or look for these things that, you know, she was thinking like 8 years ahead. So it was amazing to have this type of team, including Eric, to kind of like sit down, get in the edit process, and you know more than anybody. It's like, you're arguing every single day to make the best thing possible. And you know, when you have that type of team that cares about every single moment, it's a beautiful thing.
Yes, this black man built one of the biggest studios in the world, owned by a black man, in the blackest, most beautiful city, in my opinion, in the world. Hello?
Right.